Hello, hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Colby Rebel Show. I am your host, Colby Rebel, where my goal is to answer that question or make that connection. So be sure to join us. Put your comments in the comment box. Let's see if your loved one comes through or I can answer that question for you. You know, one of the greatest gifts that we have is helping others, right? We're not here to do it all by ourselves. And many times we can find ourselves at a crossroads, not knowing the next step, sometimes losing faith, trust, fear steps in. And so when we can surrender and lean on others to really help us, we realize that we are much stronger together than we are in solitude. Even though many times that solitude may be our safe space, right? Because we don't want to get hurt or we don't want to be disappointed. But just knowing that the changes we have in life, those ebbs, those flows, help to define us. They really help to show us what we're made of or lead us to our life purpose or maybe help us release something, a relationship or a situation or circumstance that we've been hanging on to that maybe we need to release or let go. Okay. Now, we have a lot going on at the Colby Rebel Spirit Center and online. So I want to just share a few things with you. Coming up Thursday, starting April 27th, we have the Spiritual Business Group Mentoring. Now, this is something that I am super passionate about. So if anyone's ever studied with me, they could probably validate. And if you are looking to build your own spiritual business, take your leap of faith, maybe level up, get direction, understand social media, website, professionalism, branding, all of that is one of my favorite things to help my students with, just to help you get yourself out there so that you can help and heal more people. So it's 4 weeks long, which is really great. We run it for an hour, and then obviously you get some assignments to help you on your journey, on your path. It's very progressive. So please feel free to join me. Again, that starts April 27th. So you could take a look at that. Then the first week of May, we have our development circles starting again. So we have beginners and we have the advanced. So we really start with the beginners. That's starting May 3rd. It is a Wednesday night. So those are 4 Wednesday nights. If you're just learning to expand, to grow, to trust, tap in, psychic mediumship, intuition, very much fun, but also structured as well. So that training is really strong in there. And if you have been doing readings and really want to become more fluid, become more confident, really build that story that you are telling, that sharing, that connection and deepen, the advanced circle is going to be more for you. And is Tuesday nights, starts May 2nd. So we have a few of those things coming on. One thing I do want to say for any of my LA peeps, guess what, guys? We are doing in person. This is the first time in a while. So this is Sunday, May 7th. It's expanding your mediumship. This is a nice full day workshop where you get to practice and play. And that is going to be followed by an evening of spirit messages. So no class needed to join us for the spirit messages, but it is an opportunity to come together and you may receive a message from your loved one. You absolutely can just visit colbyrebel.com. All the events are listed there. So if I went too fast or did something too quickly, you're like, I didn't have time to write that, Colby. Just visit colbyrebel.com, go to the events, and that's where you can see all of the goodies there for you to sign up and register. Okay. All right. A lot going on. I see a lot of people here. Thank you guys so much. I also want to thank the people for the stars. Really appreciate that. Let us do some readings, shall we? Let's bring in Rachel here. Come on in, Rachel. Hi, Rachel.
Hi.
How are you, honey?
Good. How are you?
I am doing well. And what can I do for you tonight?
I would just like to hear from my parents, or maybe, I miscarried 2 babies, either or, just some like clarification and like, to ease my mind, just hearing from them.
Got it. And we have both parents on the other side. Am I correct, Rachel? Okay.
Yep.
So here's what's interesting. It's interesting because your mom shows me both babies, so the miscarriages, but she shows me both little souls in each arm. So it's really interesting. I actually wonder if those pregnancies were even close to one another, because she gives me the feeling like they're little twins. You know, I've got the babies here. She gives me. And I'll tell you what, I feel like your mom loved being a mom, so she loves having the babies on the other side as well to kind of take care of. And I know that I do want to say one thing, because I do know that you have a son. I saw him earlier. And so it's not like mom doesn't want to be around him, because she absolutely is. But I do feel like I honestly feel like she was needed on the other side, just to kind of help facilitate, to help nurture, And I feel like what's interesting too is I feel like your mom also had some of her own struggles. Would that make sense, Rachel? Yeah. Would you understand that? Like almost like a sense where, I don't know, bear with me. I don't know do you know if there were some fluctuations in mom's personalities? Yeah. Ups or downs, like spikes. I kind of want to say spikes, right? Up and down.
Yep.
It's interesting because I feel, so it's two things, and I'm not diagnosing, honey, but I feel like there's something that she would have been dealing with medically, but also it's interesting because I feel like there was some self-medicating as well. Would that make sense with mom? Would you understand that? Okay. Yeah. So it's almost in a lot of ways, you were the mom, or you were the one taking care of things or being responsible, especially around the house. You understand? Even though you're a little girl, you're young, I feel like that pressure was on you to kind of take care of that, Rachel, I just got an A name, like an Ann. Do we have an Ann in the name, or an Ann in the family, or
my middle name is Ann? And my
got it.
I got my middle name. Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. So she gives me that. And one of the things is can I say, was your mom a little scatterbrained? Can I say, was she just a little kind of couldn't remember things, or a little airy?
Yes.
But I also, she gives me the impression your mom must have been so precious and cute, like she could get away with it, because I feel like she just kind of do this. She could get away with it.
Yes.
Whereas I feel like you are much more serious. I feel like you are much more like, it's almost like sometimes you've had to learn how to let go, or let yourself be free. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, the wonderful thing is I feel that you have a partner in your life. Am I correct, Rachel, that there's a person in your partner or marriage, or, okay, because I feel, I feel like it's a guy, and I feel like he is such a rock for you. I mean, he is, and he's a little macho guy. He's a little manly. We're not going to see him shed a tear too often,
Yeah, no.
But I feel like he cannot handle it when he sees you sad, or sees you upset, or sees you distraught. I can feel that around him. So I just see him. It's almost like he knows you need his strength, and it makes him feel proud to be able to give that to you. Right. It's a couple things. Now, look, I am seeing lots of tattoos. So I don't know if you have several tattoos, but I'm seeing tattoos. So I feel like we have a tattoo. We have so this is interesting. I heard a tattoo for the baby. So do you have a tattoo for your son, or is there a tattoo for the babies in spirit?
I've been wanting to get one. I've been wanting to
okay.
Yeah. Yep.
So I see that, which is interesting. I'll tell you what I saw, and then you can, honestly, it's your tattoo, okay? But so you do you, girl. But I kept feeling like, think of like the idea of the infinity. right? And I feel like maybe so that it's the baby in the living and the baby's in spirit. It's almost like bringing them all intertwined, that they're all together.
I actually there's that. My dad.
Oh, see, there we go. Yes. See, that's what it was too. Okay, perfect. And that was so that's interesting, because that's the second thing I was going to say, is a tattoo for the parents. But so it's kind of combining the two, which is funny. It's the infinity, and I'm combining two. So, but it's perfect. I love it. Now, with your dad, your dad, you're just daddy's girl. I mean, you really are. I feel like you're daddy's girl. And your dad, it's been a little while, I feel like, since your dad passed, Rachel, but your dad would have loved your husband. I don't think he met your husband in the living. Did he by chance? Okay. He absolutely loves him. I just think a couple things, and unless I'm misunderstanding, but your husband or partner, you're this from your dad though. It's almost like he needs to, I don't know if it's slow down or be more careful. Like sometimes I feel like your dad is like, hey, renegade, we got to slow it down, buddy.
Yeah.
Why don't you take it easy? I don't know if it's like a motorcycle he rides, but he's like, you got to take it easy, okay?
He just got a new car. He's going.
That's it. So tell him to slow it down, okay? Because there is a sense of that with him. But I just want to share and let you know that they're, obviously your parents are okay, and they're very much around you. And I know it's difficult to feel like sometimes you're doing something all by yourself, and you have all these wonderful experiences, and then it's kind of like feeling like you wish you had the family to share it with. But, obviously they are with you, and you are able to share it. I would like to make a prediction, if I may. I feel like we have a second baby that's going to come into the physical. So I'm not sure if you've been trying or if that's on the agenda. And I feel like it's going to be a baby girl. So you're going to have to kind of check back in and let me know. Okay. And it's going to be neat, because I felt like, I wonder if she's going to end up having, like, I was going to say like a Disney name, like an Ariel. Like I almost feel like she's going to have this like magical name to her that feels very special. So whether it's Hope, Miracle, Ariel, like there's something that feels magical with her name. And then obviously, well, I don't want to say obviously, but it's obvious, but I'm pretty sure she's going to have Anne as the middle name.
Yeah. Yep.
So would you also happen to have a ring that was your mother's, like a diamond ring, or a ring that's got some stones in it that was also your mother's? Do you happen to have that, honey?
I believe so. I haven't looked through their stuff in so long, but I believe so. I have a necklace as well.
I would check. I see a ring, and it's got, like, I feel like 3 main stones in it. So maybe go and check and see. Oh yeah, she's right. There's 3 main stones. It's not real big. It's not real big. I almost feel like maybe they didn't have the finances for something grandiose, but it feels special, and it just gives me the sense that for her it feels special, and she's just wanting you. So maybe think about wearing that if you find it, putting it on and enjoying it a little bit more. Okay. So I hope you enjoyed that, and thank you so much for joining me. And there is I'm going to see if I keep wanting to say happy birthday. So is it your birthday that's coming up, or
my son's is in May, and then my niece, my sister, my mom, and mine fall in June.
Oh, got it. Okay. Well, I'm definitely feeling happy birthday. So just know that they're there for the festivities. They're going to enjoy it. And, and I actually feel like you guys will all be getting together. So maybe you don't live too far from them, because I feel like you're all getting together, but they're just loving it. So there you go. Have a barbecue, they say. So I guess that's how you're going to celebrate. All right. Well, lots of love to you, honey. You have a great night, okay?
You too. Thank you so much.
Of course. Thank you. Okay, everybody. Now that we're warmed up, let's bring on Jill here. Hi, Jill.
Hi, Colby. How are you?
Wonderful. How are you? I'm about to go to Cancun, so I'm fabulous.
Me too. I'm heading for vacation in a few weeks as well. So
wonderful. Well, what can I do for you tonight?
Well, I am back and working with the horses. I'm doing some volunteer work, and I think there's some opportunities on the horizon, whether to get further involved in working with the horses, whether it's another certification and or maybe doing some body work. Who knows? So the opportunities are starting to present themselves.
First thing I hear is dive in. So and I don't know your record. I hear, okay, a couple things. You do not need one more certification. So, you could do that, if you want, but it's diving in. It's pulling the trigger, going for it. It feels like to absolutely get involved. And I feel like there's an opportunity that is very local to you that has presented itself that would be a space where you are handling horses or you are present. So it's more physical. It's more in the physical space. You are there. It's interesting because this is something I see you doing a lot. I see you doing it. I actually feel like it's something that's going to end up being full time. And it feels amazing along with this. So, and it's going to be very healing, very, very therapeutic as to what you're offering. But it is really twofold, which is very interesting. It is, in all honesty, it is healing for the horses themselves as well as healing for the people that are coming or healing. So it's going to be this kind of beautiful rotating door. And I'll tell you what's as nice is you may be bringing in horses or working with horses that broken or emotional or traumatized. And so this brings them joy. This brings them love. And, I feel like, there's something like where I feel like there's something where you are going to bring so much light to this. And there may be something to, I just saw a rainbow. So it'd be interesting to see if rainbow's in the name, rainbow's part of the facility. But do you connect to the rainbow yet or not yet?
Probably not yet.
Wait till you see. There's going to watch. There's a rainbow. Okay. And I don't think it's physical. I think, it's physical, but it's not a rainbow in the sky. I believe that this is going to be like a rainbow in a sign or a rainbow part of where it is you're going. So it feels very cool. It feels very fresh. It definitely feels like it's your next steps and to kind of go into it confidently.
Perfect. So yes, it's been interesting. They've already presented themselves last Saturday. So I'm just doing Saturdays currently, and they have already shown those opportunities already.
Yeah. So it is going to be something where I want you to dive in. I'm hearing dive in, to embrace it, and to know, I really feel like that's where you belong. Okay.
Okay.
It
feels good.
Good. I'm glad it feels good. Well, lots of love to you, honey. Okay.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yes, absolutely. Have a beautiful night.
You too.
Bye. Okay. We have a TJ here. Let's bring on Mr. TJ. Hi, TJ. How are you doing, honey?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. And I believe we want to connect to Dad. Am I correct, honey?
Yeah.
Okay. I get this, I just feel like when I tune into your dad, I just get the sense of honestly, really good guy. Like that's the first thing that comes in is a good dude. Not a big, I don't know. I don't think he's kind of not a big talker, I feel like. Would that be right, TJ? Like, I feel like he's more like mechanical or working with his hands, something like this. Would that make sense around your pop?
I don't know. I mean, you can go both ways, really.
Okay. I get the sense that he liked to work with his hands, or was good with working with his hands, right? And yeah, and I feel like he loved to kind of have you around, especially when you were younger. So I think, you would next to him while he's working on the car, or you're next on the workbench. Like he's showing me a workbench. So I feel like he'd kind of go in there and you'd sit by him and he's kind of helping you along the way. So you also feel like you're really good mechanically or good with your hands as well. Is that correct, TJ? Do you work with your hands?
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
Okay. Because I feel like you kind of get that from your dad's side. Your dad shows me work boots. So again, I feel like he's got these work boots that he would have. And that's kind of very casual. Like there's a there's just kind of like I like to say meat and potatoes kind of a guy. That's kind of what I get around them. Just meat and potatoes, straight up, giving it to you as it is.
Right. I mean, we started a business together,
Oh, that's
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what it is. I just feel like, to me, the fact that you like see, and we're going back to the boots, but the fact that you like follow in his footsteps, or the fact that you kind of take it on, like that makes him feel like he gives me chills of like how proud he is of that. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
and he shares that with me. But, he says you're smarter than him. So, again, he's got that pride. He's like, my boy's smarter than me, Colby. And he really likes that. But he's funny too. Like, I think your dad's got this kind of sense of humor with him that he could get people laughing, he could get people very just dry sense of humor with him, and I think he could get people. Also, TJ, I feel like you got it's interesting. I'm a little, so bear with me here, honey. Did you get a tattoo for your dad that may be your dad's name? Do you understand that? Or a tattoo for your dad? Or do you happen to have your dad's name? There's something about a name and a tattoo.
Not yet. I don't think.
Oh, but it's something you've been thinking about?
Yeah, for sure. I got something getting drawn up actually right now.
Okay, that's what it is. So he's letting us know that he knows about this, or he knows that you're doing this. But again, like he's just funny. He's like, yeah. I mean, your dad's so funny. He's like, make sure you have a few drinks before you go get it, son. Like he's like, oh, but he gives me also a feeling where I think your dad liked the outdoors. Would that make sense, TJ? Either outdoors with like fishing or hunting or something with the outdoors. Would that resonate with you?
He likes motorcycles and stuff like that. Yeah.
He's showing me what I'm seeing is I don't, it's like an area that would have had like a lot of trees. So it's almost like he'd love to kind of be around the trees, or love to kind of just go for these rides that took him just outdoors, and he just kind of loved getting lost in it. Uh-oh. TJ. Oh, look what his dad did. Look what your pop did. Look at him.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
That's crazy.
See? Yeah, it is crazy. That's really funny. You can still answer me, but does that make sense around your pop?
Yeah, I mean, he liked to grow weed.
That's the funny part about kicking a few back, I guess, huh?
Right.
I just feel like, your dad, I think he lived a life that, again, to him, he was always just himself. I don't feel like your dad tried to be anybody else. It was like, this is it. This is who I am. Take it or leave it. And I feel like he taught you to be the same way. Like, I want you to be who you are. And he's just so proud of you for that, Now, he's given me the impression of a grandson. So do you have a son yet, TJ? Is that right? Or do we understand a grandson?
I do. It's actually, he's got the same name as me and my dad too. Yeah.
Oh, got it. See, there we go. That's the name that's passing down as well. Got it. I'll tell you what, he and that grandson, there's something with his cheeks, either dimples or something the way he smiles. But your dad just loves that grandson, I will tell you, okay? Yeah, oh, good. Your dad just loves that grandson, so just know that, all right? I know, in all honesty, I know that it's been very difficult for you. I mean, your dad really lets me know that although you try to be strong and you're trying to do everything right and carry on, I know it's hard because I just feel like you guys were friends. Like, he just says he's my buddy, and you guys would talk a lot. Yeah. But he's letting us know that he's just so proud of you and proud of what you're doing and proud of what you're building, and just really proud of who you are. And you're just a person that really, you have a lot of pride in keeping your word. Your word is your handshake, your contract. And that's one thing he's super proud of, because he's very much like that. Your dad likes to curse, just so you know, TJ. he's throwing a couple profanities in here now and again, and I'm trying to keep it G-rated. He doesn't let me. So,
Well, you can't like to cuss in front of ladies too much, but so it's a little surprising. But
he gives me a sense. Yeah, but when he's talking to you, it's like he's talking to you, right? So you have to know that.
I get
And
yeah.
I feel like, can I ask, would your dad, he gives me the impression of something in the chest. Would your dad happen to have had cancer or something that impacted his breathing, TJ, that was towards the passing or connected to the passing, honey?
I mean, yeah, like COPD and some heart disease and stuff, but he didn't really call me into that much. So.
Got it. Okay, so that's what, because he gives me that laborsome in the chest area here. But I know, one of the things is I just feel like, he just, I think you got one of his motorcycles. Did you actually have one of his, he tells me you have a bike or his bike.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's crazy. I got his bike. Yeah.
Yeah, you better keep it nice and polished, okay? Just know that. But he loves that. He knows that you do, and he just wants to say, I love you, boy. I love you, son. And I want you to keep it up and keep going. And there's also something with the business is expanding, and he's very excited about this. So I'm not sure if it's that you thought of bringing something else in or expanding what it is. But he lets me know he's also very excited about seeing what you're doing, okay?
Awesome.
All right. I'll leave that with you, honey, okay?
All right. Good deal. I appreciate you. Thank you.
You're welcome. You have a beautiful night. Thank you, hon.
All right. You too.
Bye. Okay, everybody. Let us answer some questions. I love his dad, though. His dad was super... He's the kind of guy, if you're sitting there and you're out or at a barbecue, his dad is just super chill, like kicking it back. Like, yeah, he's got this great sense of humor. So he's fun to be around. Okay, here we go. Let us see if we have some questions here we can answer. This would be very exciting. So let us see here. Hi, Tina. Hi, Nicole. Here we go. Let's see. So, Nikki here, Miss Nikki. Hey, Colby, I feel like my dad or the universe has been trying to tell me something the past week. Does my dad have anything for me tonight? Your dad says he has something for you every night. He loves you very much. Your dad really gives me the sense of just you, again, you being his little precious joy. It's funny, Nikki, because I know you have a daughter, so I'd hate to say it, but you might have gotten bumped in the precious princess role because I feel like dad is really loving the new baby girl, just so you know. And just, he loves her beautiful eyes. So I know your daughter must have these big, big, beautiful eyes. So he said, don't get upset, but he's so happy. And, it feels like, too, it's really nice because it's like this baby coming in, it really feels like it completed your family. I just feel like it's like now your hands are full, but in a really positive, good way. And your dad says, like, now you can focus on you. Now it's time to say, hey, where are you going to be the leader, the influencer? How are you changing? So I feel like you are going to be working or changing. And it's also interesting because you may end up be changing for something that does have to do with children or education, something along those lines. So there is something around there, and your dad is like, yes, yes, yes. So I want you to trust in that. I want you to know that. And it's also nice. Like, once this baby girl came in, you owned yourself and you owned your body in a whole new way. It is like game on. So that kind of beauty and sensuality but also motherhood, right? It's there's something about that is very, very empowering. So again, there may be something where you're influencing or helping other women or young girls, young kids become more empowered, to feel good, to feel strong. And that's something, very, very exciting. Okay. And so I do know that he has been around you very, very much. He has been around you. He is with you. And he has been tapping you on the shoulder because it feels as if you've gotten a little comfy with your day-to-day routine. And I feel like they're giving you a little bit of push, like time to get back into it, time to kind of get started on this idea, this business, this kind of next step for you. So it's like trusting that and kind of starting to take those steps forward rather than kind of playing it safe. Your dad is not so subtle, Nikki, just so you know. So I feel like you're going to see his messages very, very strong. A lot through music for you. Also, a lot through, a lot through lights also. Also, like, it's interesting because sometimes we could say flickering lights, but I also feel like lights moving forward or lights moving through. So I'm hoping you understand that. What's interesting? You may be even just seeing his orb. Like you may be somewhere and just go, oh, okay, that was crazy. So that is like your dad letting you know he's literally around, okay? So just understand that, trust that, know that he is very much with you, around you, giving you that nice little shove, okay? And I will leave that with you, okay, honey? So all of the time. Perfect. See, so he's around. It's trusting that, knowing that, and absolutely being a part of that, okay? All righty, here we go. Let's see. We've got Rosemary here. Hi, Colby. I was wondering, will my financial circumstances improve and what career area or career purpose would be best for me for wanting a change in that area? Rosemary, gosh, I definitely feel like you working with people feels to be really good. And I'm not sure if you've thought of anything to do with the medical field or the healing field, therapy. You just feel like that person people love to talk to. So you may know, like, are your friends asking you questions? Are they, needing your advice? I just feel like you have a natural knack for being very compassionate, very empathetic. And I feel like that may be something for you to think about, move forward with. It is very much like taking again those next steps for anything like that. I do feel like the financial situation is going to improve for you, but it's also about taking like bigger choices, bigger steps. Maybe you've just been a little hesitant, just afraid of what if I don't work, if it doesn't work, or if I'm not doing it right. But I keep feeling like to trust that you are being guided and to have confidence in it. And I feel like that's going to help you move forward more successfully, more quickly. Okay. I hope that helps, honey. Okay. Kylie. Oh my goodness. Would love some advice to strengthen my medical mediumship, please. I love this. So, here's what's interesting. I love medical mediumship. It's something that I tend to be very strong in, even though I never would say I'm a medical intuitive. But I believe in it very, very strongly. So here's just a couple of things that could help you, okay? One is, especially if you're clairvoyant, Kylie, so if you tend to be more clairvoyant, just think of the outline of a body. When you see the outline of a crime scene and we've got that outline, imagine just that. So from head to toe with the arms and legs. Now, just through your mind's eye, you scan it within your mind's eye, green light, red lights, So you start at the top, green light, red light, and see if there's any red lights to show up. Is there a red light that shows up around the heart or in a hand or in a leg or in the tummy? Or we see, and then you go deeper into the red light. So as we go with that red light, okay, we would say, what is going on? And one of the things I first like to do, serious, not serious, right? Let's not just kind of be throwing something out there. Does it feel serious or not as serious? Does it feel treatable, not treatable? Does it feel like they know about this or don't know about this? So it's almost like leaning in, yes, no, and using the compass that I teach. So you could always go to my YouTube channel and there's a playlist, Coffee with Colby. Put in the compass. You'll see that exercise. I go into detail, okay? Yes, no. That in itself is going to help you tremendously, and you'll start to see it. Now, we don't want to create fear around something, and we cannot diagnose. So we do want to make sure, hey, I'm not a doctor. I'm not diagnosing, and I don't want to create fear. I think it's really important. But I had a client that she had some cancer in her lymph nodes, and they treated it, removed the lumps. And I feel like there's another lump that they didn't catch. And she's like, Colby, I have the best doctors in the world. And she does. She should have no trouble with medical. And I said, totally get it. I said, but since you have great medical, it's not really going to cost you to get it checked out, right? So let me be wrong. I want you to tell me I'm wrong, okay? And she said, absolutely. Well, sure enough, if she didn't go back and her doctor did find one more, it was cancerous. They did remove it. And it was so small, it wasn't even really picking up. So this is why I'm sure you know, Kylie, why medical mediumship is important and why it can help as long as we do it in a healthy and safe way. But I hope that exercise helps you. Maybe give it a go, give it a try, and you can always kind of let us know how it's working out for you, okay? So I'll leave that with you, honey. All right. Okay, here we go. Let us do another one. This is a good one. Hi, Colby. I would like to know if I have angels helping guide my boys, 5 and 7. There's a lot going on. They are autistic and ADHD. We are between homes. I'm trying my best that there is someone helping them. Sometimes I feel like I'm failing them. Christine, you are doing an amazing job, mommy. Okay? You are doing fantastic. Okay? And it's super common for a parent to feel like they're not doing enough, or can they do more? You guys are also hard on yourselves as parents, right? You put so much pressure on yourselves. But these babies feel really happy and they feel really good. Now, I'm sure you have stress being in between homes. Yeah, that's very stressful. Trying to accommodate their needs and giving them the best you can. I understand, very, very stressful. But it's also like, I see you laughing with them. I see you giving them time and playing with them. That means the world. That's what they're going to remember when they're older, right? That's what they're going to take away, is how much my mom loved us and how much she played with us and how she would take time for us. So when you feel stressed or when you feel worried, just say, could I spend time and do some cards or a little game with them? Or gosh, even the hide and seek around the house would be incredible, right? I feel like one of your sons really loves like the hiding game. So why don't you go for it and try that? And I feel like there is a mother on the other side. So it's either your mother, Christine, or your grandmother. But there is a mother on the other side that and I'll tell you what, she just follows up trying to keep an eye on them. But I do feel like she would have been a little older when she passed, just because she goes, oh, it's hard to keep up with them. So I know your kids have so much energy. So just know that, okay? So just understand that, Christine. Know that you are doing the best. And, I just feel like it's absolutely giving you all of that love. I hope that absolutely helps. And you have a great night, okay? All right, everybody. That is the end of this episode of the Colby Rebel Show. I do hope you enjoyed yourself and have a beautiful night. Just know that your loved ones are very much around you. Oh, Christine, see, that is see, honey, you know who she is. And she's right there, okay? So lots of love from her for you, okay? Lots of love. So have a beautiful night, everybody. I want to thank you guys for joining me, for being here. I really appreciate it. And absolutely. Giselle, listen, this is real quick, because this one's kind of easy here. The stat of your home improvement loan. I wish this is going to be a slam dunk, but I feel like they still want more bits and pieces. Stay on top of this. I just feel like it's staying on top of it. It gets a little stressful, but I absolutely feel like this is coming through, okay? And this is coming through, I feel like, within the next month. So we're at April 20th. It's even possible it could slide in by the end of this month, but I really want you to stay on top of it. It just feels like they're so busy dotting I's and crossing T's, and you're feeling a little discouraged, but stay on top of it and it's going to work out for you, okay? Really quick too, with the home improvement, I want you to not get too wrapped up in everything. I think it's important to really pick and choose what it is you want to do, because I feel like some of the projects you're thinking about are really big ones. So just ask yourself, is it something I really need and want in the here and now? Like, I want you to be strategic about it, because that's going to help it all kind of come together in a really beautiful way, and in a way that you go, yes, those were the right choices, because we just don't want any more setbacks. And I just keep feeling like there was this big, big thing you wanted to do, and it was like tearing something completely apart. So just ask yourself, is this something that's really needed? How are we going to do it? And really make sure you're getting the right contractor, so that we want that flow to stay. Because the last thing we need, it's hard enough to get the loan. We certainly don't want trouble with the darn contractors, okay? So I hope that helps you, honey. All right. All right, everybody. Thank you guys so much, and have a beautiful night, and I will see you next time. Bye, everyone. Thank you.